Hello, hello. I'm Chris. Welcome back to Elevated English with me, Chris. And today we're doing story time. I want to tell you a story about when I was in Chile. Chile is a country in South America. It's long and skinny. It's full of mountains, and it's renowned for its beautiful, beautiful scenery. Amazing mountains, amazing glaciers, amazing coastline, and it even has penguins. When I was in northern Chile, there's an area called the Atacama Desert. And the Atacama Desert is a vast, barren desert. There's no water, there's no animals, and it's very high elevation. Surrounding that desert, there are a lot of volcanoes. And because it's a desert, these volcanoes come straight from the ground. They're very, very tall, and there's nothing around them. So when you look out into the distance, all you see is flat earth, and volcanoes. My friends and I decided that we wanted to climb one of the volcanoes. And the volcano was very high, very, very high, over 5,000 meters high. Because we needed to get used to the elevation, the height, and we needed to acclimate, we decided we wanted to sleep as close to the volcano as we could. There was no hotels and no hostels around the volcano, so our only option was to camp. So we drove on the highway and we found a spot nearby the road to camp, to sleep. Because everything was flat, we weren't really that hidden and you could see us from the road. But we were pretty far off the road and we didn't think that most cars would notice. We watched a beautiful sunset, we made dinner, and we got ready for bed. The sun went down, and we only had a very small amount of light. All of a sudden, we saw a car with very bright lights, very bright headlights, turn off of the main highway and start driving toward us. We were not on a main road. We were on a dirt road, a road not paved with asphalt, but a road made of dirt. We didn't think anybody could see us because we were behind a very small mound of dirt. We were behind a very small hill of dirt, and we thought we were hidden. So it surprised us, it concerned us. We were worried about this car coming toward us. As the car came closer, it got even more scary. There was about 20 people, all dressed in military outfits, camouflage, helmets, carrying big machine guns. And it was very, very scary for that moment. They got closer and closer and closer, and then they stopped. And a man jumped out of the car, jumped out of the back of the truck, and yelled at us, "Passports! Show me your passports!" As you might imagine, this was very scary, very frightening, and we were very worried. I was with two other friends. One of them was crying. I went to the back of the car and got my passport to give it to them. Once they saw our passports, one American passport, one Canadian passport, and one Australian passport, they became a lot nicer and they started speaking to us in English. It turned out that the man that I was speaking to had spent a lot of time in Texas, and he was very friendly and really enjoyed Texas barbecue, Texas barbecued meat. What the military men told us was that we were camping on a common smuggling route between Bolivian drug dealers and Chile. Apparently, they take drugs from Bolivia, they drive in the middle of the night on these dirt roads, and they try to get it to northern Chile where they can put it on a boat and send it to America. This was very concerning. They told us we were allowed to stay there and sleep there the night, but to have somebody watching out and staying awake to see if there were any Bolivian cartels. This was very scary, and we had no desire, no want, no need to stay in this spot and sleep there. So we decided to pack up our tent, roll up our sleeping bags, put away all of the camping gear, the stove, the plates, everything, get back into our car, and drive back into town. When we got into town, we stayed at a local hostel, and we got up early the next morning to go to the volcano. The hike up the volcano was spectacular. It was gorgeous. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. And when we got up to the top, we could clearly see the border zone between Bolivia and Chile. We were right on the border of the two countries, right where Chile stopped and Bolivia started, right where Bolivia stopped and Chile started. And that's why it was a common place for people to smuggle, for people to secretly and illegally take things from one country to the next. It was a very scary moment and a very scary story, but the whole time we were actually very safe, and it's nice that the Chilean military came and gave us a warning. They were on lookout, patrolling the area exactly because of this issue. It was very nice for them to check out what we were doing and let us know that it was not a safe place to camp. This was a crazy story, and out of all my travels, I feel like I was in the most danger when I saw these uniformed men wearing camouflage and helmets and night vision goggles so they can see in the night, coming to us holding guns and yelling for our passports. But in reality, they were actually helping and trying to keep us safe, so I'm very grateful that we ran into them. That's my story. If you want to hear more stories like this, more stories of adventure and places around the world, please subscribe below to Elevated English with Chris. I'm Chris, and let me know what you want to see more of. Hopefully you learned a new word or two today. Thank you.